Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I will be live Friday, 4:30 for a live call-in show. Be there and send in your question. Let's get to the over-unders. First game, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. The over-under is 57, and I'm going under. And I'm not going to say this is a money pick. I'm not telling you to go out and bet your hard-earned money on this, but I'm pretty sure. And we need it. Okay, we know Seattle's defense is trash. We know Arizona's defense has its problems, but we need to ask ourselves, are Thursday night games fluent? Are they high octane? Do teams have lots of rhythm? Normally, no. These Thursday night games are sloppy. They're start and stop. That's one reason why I think this goes under. Also, Seattle is almost playing for their season. They went from being a team that was favorite to get to the Super Bowl. Now we're wondering if they can even maneuver out of this very, very tough NFC West. So I think their defense plays a little bit better, but also let's remember, teams don't have time to game plan for Thursday night. I think it favors the defense. Go under here. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Cleveland Browns. The over-under is 47.5. Money, 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 money. I'm going under here, and I'm pretty damn sure about it. I haven't looked at the weather in Cleveland, but the last few games there, the wind's been 30 to 40. It's been strong weather there. And even if the weather is perfect, even if it's 50 degrees and with 5-mile-per-hour winds, I think this Cleveland defense is the story of this game. I think they take over this game, and I think this game is an 80s, 90s football game. I think the team that performs better on the offensive trench and defensive trench wins this game. And that's one reason why I picked Cleveland on another video. Go check that out. But I think this goes under because it's going to be a slow-paced game, and the Browns are going to control time of possession. And Philly is a team that go 3 and out really quick. They'll throw 3 passes. Carson Wentz will throw 3 passes in the dirt, punt it. I think Cleveland will hold the possession of this rock. I think it'll be a 21-17 type game, maybe even a bigger victory for Cleveland. Bet the under here. Next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. The over-under is 50.5. I'm seeing some bookies with 52.5, but let's go 50.5. And I have this going over. It's just a smidge, and I don't want you to touch this. My first inclination was to bet the under. But Sean Payton, he's going to be able to produce some points, whether it be Taysom Hill or famous Jameis Winston. But also, we have to look at this Saints defense, and everyone's kind of forgot about the Saints defense after the Tampa Bay performance and after the Bears performance. But this Saints defense is vulnerable, and I think Atlanta is able to put up points. That's why I think this inches towards over. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Carolina Panthers. The over-under is 47.5. Well, we have the Bridgewater injury. We have the Stafford injury. So this game is in flux. I'm going to go over as of right now. But if Carolina gets a second-string quarterback in there, it's going to be ugly. I really do think Stafford plays. I want to make that clear. Stafford will play if I had to bet money on it. But let's lay off. If Bridgewater does play, though, this is going to go over. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the Houston Texans. Over under 48.5. I'm going under here. This is just what the fundamentals have been this year for New England. And I know we take it week by week, but you need to look long game here. This New England offense has problems. The Houston defense has problems, but I think Houston will be able to keep them to 17 points. I think that's the limit that this Patriots offense can put up without a significant amount of turnovers. And I'm not hating on Cam Newton. I said 3 weeks ago, I felt like the man was playing pretty good football, but we have to understand how much talent this New England team absolutely needs. They need more talent. They just don't have enough. And then I think Deshaun gets going, and that weather really affected the Texans at the Browns. I'm not using excuses. I'm not saying, they only lost because of the weather. Absolutely not. They lost for a wide magnitude of reasons. But I think this Houston offense bounces back. But I don't think the Patriots are a dance partner for them. That's why I'm going under on this 48.5. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Jacksonville Jaguars, over under 45.5. I think this sneaks towards over. I think Pittsburgh's defense, I think they'll take maybe a quarter off, a quarter and a half off, and I think the Jags will be able to just limp in with some points. On this Pittsburgh offense, we know they're going to do what they need to do against a really bad Jags team. But I think this limps towards over because of garbage points from Jacksonville. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Indianapolis Colts. The over-under is 50.5. Well, this one is a tough one, and I want to sit down and think out loud about this before I give my answer. Okay, we have Green Bay. We have Aaron the Game Rodgers, maybe the best quarterback of this generation. We got a Packers team that they like to run it a lot, but you can't run it against the Colts. And I look at this Packers offense, and I don't see the explosive plays. I don't see the creativity. We were promised creativity with LaFleur. Maybe there's not enough weapons. Maybe Devontae Adams isn't enough. But this Green Bay Packers offense just isn't explosive. But I got this going over because I think Green Bay will be able to put up, 20, 24 points, maybe 17. But I think this Colts offense is going to have a parade, man. I think it's going to be a lot of runs up the middle for 8, 9 yards, play action in the flat for 10, 11 yards. I think the story of this game will be the Colts run game against the Green Bay front seven that I don't think's tough enough, that I question their will. I question the talent. But most of all, I question the will about this Green Bay front seven. That's why I think it's going to go over. The fundamentals point towards under because neither one of these teams is explosive. But Green Bay's front seven is too weak to stop this Colts run game. I'm going over. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Washington football team. Over under 46.5. I got this going over because this Washington defense can't stop anyone. I mean, this front seven's pretty good on paper, especially the DNs, the DTs. They're really good on paper, but they can't cover a lick. And they're playing the wrong man in Joe Burrow to not cover. And I think the Bengals will come back hungry and focused after that really terrible, lackluster performance against Pittsburgh. And then we know this Bengals defense has problems, but I think this Washington offense, they're finding a little bit of a groove with Alex Smith. I'm pretty sure he'll be playing. So if Alex Smith plays, I like this to go over. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Baltimore Ravens, over under 49.5. I got this going a surprising under, and this Ravens offense isn't what it was. And everyone can say Lamar Jackson is this. He's the MVP of last year. But they can't complete passes in that 15 to 25-yard range, let alone hit a deep ball. And it is becoming a problem for this Ravens offense. Everything's kind of closing in on them. And if Lamar doesn't go haywire and get 150 yards rushing, you don't see how this team can put up more than 20 points on offense. Same thing with the Tennessee Titans. We have to watch if Calais Campbell is going to play for the Ravens because that could change it. But this Tennessee offense disappoints all the time. Every single week they disappoint. I'm going under here because I think it's a playoff-type football game. I think possessions will be at a premium. Lots of running the football. That's why I'm going under. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys. How about them boys? At the Minnesota Vikings, over under 47.5. Wow, how do we look at this game? This was a tough one, and I've been going back and forth with it all day. So people are saying Dalton's going to play, correct? You would think that would add a little bit to Dallas. And that's why I'm going to go over. But I do think Minnesota wins this game handedly. I think Minnesota is going to put up in the 27 to 30 point mark. So really, to dance with this, all you need is 17 from Dallas. That's why I'm going over. I actually really like it. It's borderline a money pick. It's borderline a money pick the more I think about it. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders, over under 57.5. I'm going under because I don't think Las Vegas is going to show up. This game really should be canceled. This game really should be moved to Tuesday. It is irresponsible to make the Raiders play this week with all the COVID precautions, all the COVID people who are being held out of this game, even though they didn't test for it. This game should not be played, the NFL. This is a joke. This is a joke. Move it to Tuesday. Be fair. You were fair to the Bills. You were fair to the Titans. You were fair to the Chiefs. You were fair to the Patriots. Why aren't you being fair to the Raiders? Why do the Raiders get the raw end of this stick? Next game, the Miami Dolphins at the Denver Broncos, over under 45. I got this going over. And the fundamentals tell you to go under, right? Miami's defense is balling. Brian Flores is absolutely dialing everything up he needs to. You got Tua against a defense that plays well at home. You got Drew Lock, a guy who struggles. But I think this game is a fourth quarter game, and I think this could go in 13-13 going into the fourth quarter, and I think this game could explode. I think this game could go up a notch in the fourth quarter because I think it's a one-possession game. I think Vegas is right making it -3.5. This will be a close game. This will be a one-possession game, and that's why I think it inches towards over late in the fourth quarter. Next game, we got the Jets at the LA Chargers. The over-under is 45.5. Okay, so I think this game is literally, when I did my prognostication, it went right on the Vegas spread. I'm gonna go under here because I think there's a big possibility this game's a 2017 type game, a 2013 type game, and I want to just say, give the Jets some credit. We know this offense is absolutely treacherous to watch. It's one of the worst offenses to watch in this league. Might be worse than the Bears at this point. But this Jets defense is playing good quality football. And I think that will show against Herbert. And I don't think the Chargers will be able to run it against the Jets. So I think Herbert will have some problems. Next game, we have the LA Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over under 48.5. I got this pushing towards over, and I think Tampa Bay is going to have a big performance against this Rams run game. But I think Goff will be able to produce a little bit in the pass game, but not an awful lot. But let's get to the other side of the football. Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jones, they are focused and they are ready to ball. And it's really put up or shut up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at this point. Okay, because we're at what? November 19th right now? It's time where you need to start finishing the meal. The Thanksgiving meal needs to start getting prepared. The turkey needs to pop out right. And this is where the Buccaneers are at. They need to get into God mode. And when you look at these options on offense, I'm not understanding why they didn't hit God mode. I'm not understanding that Saints game. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a lot to prove against good teams in this league. And the Rams certainly are a good team in this league, especially when you look at McVay, boy genius, as coach. But I think the Buccaneers, I think this is a showcase event for them. I think they put up 30-plus points on offense, bet the over. Hit the like button. Share the videos. This is the best gambling show on the internet. Make sure you are here Friday, 4:30 Eastern. If you cannot be here live, leave your question below and I will answer it. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. We're at 8K now, 8K. It's absolutely amazing. Let's keep getting this money.